Hi guys, it's Rob from Royal Balls. After the excitement of the Ironman clutch, we have one clutch left to look at post shed, and that is the Desert Ghost clutch. This is quite a spectacular clutch. It's my first ever Desert Ghost. After the excitement of the Ironman clutch, it's actually a little bit of a letdown. It should have been my most exciting clutch. Let's take a look. Alright guys, here we go. 5 visual Desert Ghosts. And these are actually so easy to identify. It's almost like Desert Ghost has magnified all the characteristics of the jeans. You can see that we have 2 here with pinstripe. I think this is a straight pinstripe and this is a pastel pinstripe. We have 2 snakes with leopard. This is a pastel leopard and this is a yellow belly leopard. And we have 1 straight yellow belly. There are no normal Desert Ghosts in this clutch. So if we take the snakes one at a time, these are all so crisp and clean. If we look at the straight yellow belly, it is banded, much more banded than you would expect a normal to be. It has the blushed head stamp, and of course it has the flames up the side and the checkering along the edge of the belly. All the typical characteristics of yellow belly magnified. So this guy is actually a carbon copy of Mum, Desert Ghost yellow belly, and you can see that Mum has actually got better with age, a typical characteristic of Desert Ghost. Mum is now much brighter than this little guy. So we'll come back to this after shed, but that's a straight yellow belly just like Mum. Okay, next up you can see these 2 snakes here are a similar colour, but this one has a slightly different pattern and is a little bit darker. And if we have a look at this guy, you can see the dot on the head telling us this is leopard. And you can also see along the sides extended alien heads here, extended down at the tail. You can see how in leopard all the dots line up, and of course in leopard we have the typical checkered or zippered belly. So this is leopard yellow belly. So let's compare that with this non-Desert Ghost leopard yellow belly. The same head stamp with the same dot in the middle of the head. The reaction between yellow belly and leopard is actually much stronger here. You can see the elongation of the pattern. So here is a non-Desert Ghost leopard yellow belly compared to the Desert Ghost yellow belly, and you can see that Desert Ghost does have a very strong influence on the pattern, but still very obviously leopard, and we'll come back to this one after shed. But you can see the non-Desert Ghost version doesn't hold a candle to the Desert Ghost version in terms of colour and contrast. Let's do the same thing again with the pastel Desert Ghost. Again you can see the extended alien heads, a very blushed head stamp, still with that slight dot in the middle, but pastel pretty much wipes out any of the leopard head stamp, and of course it also wipes out the checkered belly. The colour and contrast on this guy is amazing. The blacks are really black. So let's do the same thing with this one. Let's compare this pastel leopard Desert Ghost to a non-Desert Ghost pastel leopard. Okay, so here we have a normal pastel leopard. This one is actually het for Desert Ghost and het for clown. So you can see the same features, extended alien head, the head stamp washed out by the pastel, and the clean belly. Also all the features of leopard with the checkered or zippered belly gets washed out by the pastel. So this is the non-Desert Ghost version. Compared to the Desert Ghost version of the same thing. Pretty awesome. Alright, next up are the two pinstripes, and it's pretty obvious that this is pinstripe. It is an absolutely classic example of pinstripe. The head stamp isn't blushed, so no pastel in this one. It's not a lemon blast, it's a straight pinstripe. Very, very clean and bright, but I don't think this has yellow belly in it. I think this is just a straight pinstripe Desert Ghost. The pinstripe Desert Ghost, I don't have anything to compare it directly to other than this pinstripe sable yellow belly, which is a much brighter snake. Not the same genes in here, but you can see that the pattern here is not as clean as on the Desert Ghost. Desert Ghost really cleans up the pinstripe, cleans up the head stamp, so that's the best that I can do for comparison. This is a straight pinstripe, whilst this one is a pinstripe with extra genes in it here, but that's all I have available that's non-lemon blast to compare to. And here, guys, is a non-Desert Ghost lemon blast. So pastel pinstripe, it is lighter than a normal pinstripe would be, and this one is something of a dinker project. You can see that it does have some paradoxing and an abhorrent pattern, so not quite a standard lemon blast, and this is something which is in my inventory to breed and see whether it does actually contain anything different. But for now, let's just call it a lemon blast, and I think you will agree that there is absolutely no comparison in terms of the Desert Ghost version. So this is Desert Ghost lemon blast or pastel pinstripe. The head has gone almost completely white, and we see this when we mix pastel with Desert Ghost in any combination. Pastel and Desert Ghost together just seem to be made for each other, and they really increase the wow factor. I'm not 100% certain whether this has yellow belly or not. It does have quite a few flames up the side. We'll have to wait for shed to be able to see whether there's yellow belly in this. The pattern is slightly weird up here as well, so I'm not 100% certain, but for now we're just calling this a lemon blast compared to the non-Desert Ghost lemon blast underneath it. Absolutely no comparison. And just to compare this guy here, again, there is absolutely no comparison in cleanliness between this straight Desert Ghost pinstripe and this lemon blast. So you can see what Desert Ghost does to a pinstripe. Absolutely awesome. Okay guys, so these have all shed out now, and my IDs have not changed on these. So let's just take a look at them now that they've shed and enjoy. So the first snake is the yellow belly Desert Ghost. There's the yellow belly head stamp, some banding on the snake, although this has definitely been changed by the Desert Ghost. It's made it crisper and cleaner. We have the typical yellow belly flaming up the sides, again crisper and cleaner. And if we just have a look at the belly, you can see it has the typical digital edge markings to the belly here. So no difficulty identifying this one. This is actually a female, which is a shame because the mum is a female, and this is the exact same snake as the mum. Could have done with a female with different genes, but never mind, she will be useful anyway. And here we have leopard yellow belly. You can see the dot on the head with the yellow belly head stamp signifying that this is leopard. You can see the elongated patterns typical of leopard, but again much crisper, much cleaner. The edge markings on the dorsal stripes are very, very crisp and clean, and if we have a look at the belly, you can see the typical leopard zipper markings and also the digital edging from the yellow belly. So leopard yellow belly. This is a male. We do not have a Desert Ghost male with yellow belly in him, so this may be useful in the future. This is pastel leopard. You can see again the elongated alien heads from the leopard. The head stamp from pastel is very clean and white in these Desert Ghosts, again accentuating the crispness of the colours. You can see the blushing on the dorsal is silver, not yellow, so I don't think there's any yellow belly in this guy. This is silver blushing from the pastel, and of course pastel wipes out all the belly markers. This is a straight pinstripe, I believe. There's no blushing on the head, so no pastel in this one, and not really anything in the belly markings to suggest there's yellow belly. So straight pinstripe, and again you couldn't have a better example of what Desert Ghost is doing in terms of the crispness and cleanliness of the pattern. This is just like a perfect pinstripe, superb colour. And then we have the pastel pinstripe. Again, very, very blushed out head in the Desert Ghost with pastel. I don't think there's any yellow belly in this. There are no markings on the belly indicating yellow belly, so I think this is just pastel pinstripe. Again, a lovely, crisp, clean example. So the interesting thing about this clutch is we have 5 babies, and we have all the genes in the mix occurring twice. So there are 2 snakes with yellow belly, there are 2 snakes with pinstripe, there are 2 snakes with leopard, and there are 2 snakes with pastel. Unfortunately for us, there are also 2 snakes that are female and 3 that are male. I think if I had to pick my favourites from the clutch, because of the cleanness and crispness of the pattern, I would pick the pastel leopard and I would pick the lemon blessed as my favourites from this clutch. Alright guys, so there we go, 5 Desert Ghosts, 2 females and 3 males. So I do have 2 females and possibly 1 male to keep back out of that clutch. It could have been better, but it could have been worse. We do need more genes into our Desert Ghost project, and the leopard that came with the male, the leopard Lemon Blast Desert Ghost male, came with a really nice leopard but a very average pastel, and I think you've seen the difference that a really nice pastel can make in a clutch. So next job is to get that version of pastel into the Desert Ghost and see what a difference that makes. We'll be working towards Desert Ghost versions of Iron Man, obviously. The Iron Man clutch was a superb clutch for me, and one of the goals is to get that in a Desert Ghost version. Now that will be an achievement, and that will be spectacular. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.